Hello everyone. It's 5:33 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, October 27th. I'll be leaving for Chicago leaving my house at about 4:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'm doing now. I wasn't sure what to do for you today. In all honesty, I was thinking, gosh, what can I do for him? What can I do for him? What can I do for him? And I finally decided I'm giving you something. I'm actually giving you something. Now, two people have coded, though, programming exercise 6-1. So for you guys, I'm not giving you anything, unfortunately, although I don't know your grades yet. I didn't verify what grades you got. I'm going to give you guys in the class a 70% on this program. If you just do type in what I've already typed in, and I'm going to go through it so you understand it. And I mean, I'm going through it. I've already pasted my code in, and this time into MindTap. So I can show you the instructions, talk about the instructions, and then go through my code to show you how and why it works, okay? And how you can easily turn it into a 100. This is sort of a student challenge, but it's not one where you're getting, full credit on anything. I mean, for another program, because I'm giving, this is a graded program, right? Programming exercise 6-1 is required. I'm just giving it to you, all right? And because I have so much to do in terms of packing and whatever, I just need to get going here. But I do want to take my time, but I'm not going to go overboard on anything other than talking about this program. All right, so I'm going to now share my screen and bring you over to MindTap. I've already opened MindTap, and I've already pasted my code in right here. Okay, now I'm already going to run it just to show you what will happen when we run it. All right, so we run this program and we get two results. Madam is a palindrome and ABBA is a palindrome. All right, ABBA is a palindrome, Madam is a palindrome. What is a palindrome? I believe I told you guys what it is in the chapter 6 or unit 6 overview, but let me just get out a notepad file. And just type palindromes. Let me make it bigger. 18. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it 22. Hopefully that's big enough. But you know what? I just feel like giving it real huge to you. Palindrome 26. Okay, palindromes. SIS. Madam, dad, ma'am. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. One, 3, 1. So that's enough examples. So what are they? Well, a palindrome has the same first character as third character. In a 3-letter example, like this is a 3, or let's call them characters because it can be numbers. So in a 3-character example, the first character, in this case S, must match the third character S, okay? And then in between, since there's only one, it works like S and then SI, S and then SI, okay? In a 5-character palindrome, the first letter is an M character, last character is an M, so the M matches the M. Second character is an A, second last character is an A, so again, they match. And the one in the middle doesn't have to have another one, but if I did it this way where I typed another D like this, that would also be. And here, by the way, here, SIIS would also be. So even numbers, they would have to be exactly the same, starting with the first character, being the matching with the last character, and in this case, character 2 matching character 3. In the case of a 6th character, it's the M to the M, the second character A to the second last A, the third character D to the third last D. If we then threw something like a R in between, that would also be fine because this one doesn't have to match anything because they would both share it. So these are just some examples. That's the point, all right? Okay. Now, so I ran it and I got these two things showing that they're palindromes. So I'm now going to go ahead and run, let's see, run my checks one more time, just sorry, because I just ran it again. And what I did to pull it, make it a little bit more difficult, not really, no more difficult, I just took away 3 of my examples, but I'll show you exactly where to put them back in, okay? So as an example, I'll just put 1 back in right now, okay? So let's show in the instructions what we got to do. So they want us to run tests on these, there's 6 characters or words or whatever the heck they all are, all right? They're just saying, are they palindromes or are they not? So I did all 6 to verify that I would give you 70 points if this works. Meaning if you just type in exactly what I have and then type in the last 4, but I typed in all 6. I deleted the last 4 because I didn't want to give you everything, but doing all 6 will get you a 70, okay? And then you need to do a conversion to either uppercase or lowercase. And this is going way back to chapters 2 and 3, where you use either 2 upper or 2 lower. That's simple. Okay, and I'll even show you or tell you exactly where to do that. All right. Okay, so now do chapter 6, programming exercise 6.1, mostly completed by Prof Maloney. Let's move this over for now. Need to add 2 things to get 100. The first is to just add the rest of the, let's move this thing over so we can read it better. I don't know why it's darn well always moving. Oh well. Just add the rest of the test cases. Okay, the test cases. I added madam and ABBA. Right here you'll see madam is palindrome madam, and here you'll see is palindrome ABBA. And then I'm running it for madam, assuming it's true, madam is a palindrome. If it's not true, madam is not a palindrome. Okay, ABBA. ABBA is a palindrome if it's true, otherwise it's false. ABBA is not a palindrome. Okay, okay, so that's that. And then you would literally, now pay attention, let me just copy this new coot. Okay, so this one here. Now I actually want to do it with either the if, let's see, if that, it's that, else it's that. Let me get it all the way up. So you've got one if with an else, okay? And then you have another if with an else, if, but then with an else, okay? So that's what you've got, all right? So you need 4 opening, closing curlies to do those things, all right? So if I copy that, right? So control copy that, paste that in, control V that in, and now I change it to the third one here. Third. That's 22. You can do it with numbers as well. Okay, so I got to get this one now will be 2, 2. What did I just do? I literally just copied it from the one before, 2, 2. Okay, paste it in here, and then I'm changing 3 spots where I have to make ABBA 22. But I also want to make sure I still have my ABBA and my ABBA and my ABBA. Still got my madam, madam, and madam. So now I got 22, 22, 22. Run it. Okay. Now, 22 is a palindrome. ABBA is a palindrome. Madam is a palindrome. It doesn't matter whether they are or are not, by the way. I mean, you know, as long as your program shows what they are. But now let's do my run checks here. Yeah, run checks. See, oh, they even gave me 15 instead of 50, whatever. It was 20 and now it's 35, okay? So that's 3. And then if you just paste that in another time, okay, control V in again, and the next one to test is 6, 7, 8, 7. So here, a 6 is not a 6. So that, whoops, 6 is not a 6, is not a 7. So this one is not a palindrome. No, it is actually, sorry, because it was 5 characters. I only saw it to the end of the 7. So 6 is a 6, 7 is a 7, and an 8. This one is. 4 is a 4. Okay, this one is not. So the first 4, the last 4. The second 4, the second last 4. And then a 4 and a 2, they're not matched up. So this one here is not a palindrome. Okay, so I just pasted that in again, and now I'm going to change it to 444, 444, 244. 444, 244, 444, 244. Okay, and here 444, 244. Delete, 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 delete. Run it. This one is not a palindrome. It is not. Run the checks. So you go down here. Okay. See, I'm not over in MindTap much. So that was 20, then it went to 35, and now it's up to 50. Okay. So you just now do the two that I didn't do, and that'll get you to a 70. I promise you that. Okay. So just go back up here. So I did Madam, I did ABBA, I did 22. I did not do 67876, but I did do 444244. I did not do 67876, and I did not do MEUEMYRT. But we can look at it. T, last is a T. So far it's a palindrome. R for second last. So far it's still a palindrome. Third one is a Y, third last one is a Y. So far it's still a palindrome. Fourth one is a M, fourth last one is a M. So far it's still a palindrome. Fifth one is a E, fifth last one is a E, and there's one character left, it's a U, but that's okay, because the first part will use it, try me with a U, and going backwards, try me with a U. So this is also a palindrome. But you put those last two in, of course, you're gonna have to type all your code anyway, right? So maybe I'll just go ahead and put it in for you. That way you don't have to, so you know you're doing whatever. So 67876. 67876, and again 67876, and again 67876, and then I said one more time for that longer one. Control V again, and try me. Let's see, where is it? Oh shoot, way up here. Yeah, try. Can I just copy that? Let's see. Yeah, I can. Copy that. Control V that. V that. Control V that. Now we run it, and we should have all 6. So the first one is a palindrome. The second one is a palindrome. The third one is a palindrome. The fourth one is not. The fifth one is, and the sixth one is. Go down and again do checks. Run checks. Now we should be up to a 70. Okay, so I gave you the 70. Now, let's look at my code so I can explain what's going on. So you're now only going to have to do, so now I'll get rid of this. You just add, let's see. Oh boy. First it's, so I already added, students need to add one thing to get a 100. Why? Because I already added all 6 test cases as seen below. Okay. So what you need to do is to do a 2 upper or 2 lower, it's your choice, before the string comparisons in the function definition to get the full 100%. Okay. Now this is unrelated, but here this is also what I call poor programming. Okay, because I've done literally if else. Let's start where I have it. You have to use if else. Another if else, that's 2. Another if else, that's 3. Another if else, that's 4. Another if else, that's 5. And a final if else. Because in the instructions, I'm sorry, man. I'm having you do 6 cases, right? Well, I'm having you do what they are asking. So Madam, Ava, 22, 67876, 444 244, and try MEUEMYRT. So that's 6 cases, and I purposefully used poor programming with if else, if else, if else, if else. Yeah, it's fine to get practice with if else. You're going to have to do it on your test, but again, this is not good code. All right. Okay. So pound include IO stream, and I'm also including pound include string because I am using strings. Okay. Technically, I won't get into technically this time, but just put in pound include string. All right. And then of course, namespace standard. So here is our function prototype. In this case, one required string argument. This is exactly what I demonstrated the other day, yesterday actually, in class with the program I showed you with the value returning function. So this is a Boolean is palindrome, and that's the name of the function. That's the data type. Boolean is true, false, okay? Because I'm using if else statements, an if is either true or it's false. An else is either true or it's false, okay? So therefore, I'm using a bool, meaning Boolean, because I'm testing whether they're true or false, all right, for the data type. All right, and as I said yesterday, you then, once you type that, just copy it, but don't copy the semicolon. Copy it, and then go back past int main. So here's the end of int main. Remember, just look for your, so this is the closing curly brace. It's got like a rectangle around it. Go up to the top, and you'll see the beginning rectangle at the beginning of int main. Same thing, right? Okay, just like if I click on this one here, this one ends there. This one, so make sure, because it's possible you just have an odd number sometimes, but this helps you figure out where you are and where they are, okay? All right, anyway, so I copied the function prototype, and then I said just paste it in down here. I've already got it in, but I just Control-V it. Oops, I did it. Well, I mean, I did, but I guess I copied that. I thought I did that. Anyway, that's line 61. No problemo, right? So we take it here, line 6. Do not take the semicolon. Of course, if you take the semicolon, just delete it down below. Let me just right-click. I think I actually did do that. And I think sometimes Control Copy doesn't work. So go to 61 again, and then paste. Well, let's see. I may not be able to do it this way. Control-V. Okay. Anyway, but no semicolon, right? Okay. So, and then I have, so this is the function definition. The function definition, you need to have an open and closing curly as well. So here's an open and closing curly. This is the end one, which means this is the end in line 77 of the function definition, and all the code for it is in between. Why? Because again, look at is palindrome for the very first example. So the first one, if is palindrome, madam, coot, madam is a palindrome, else madam is not a palindrome. Well, what's telling it whether it's a palindrome or not? Nothing, right? Because the code is in the definition. The definition requires an argument. So when this program gets to line 10, it's checking, do I have something called is palindrome? And here it is. Does it have an argument? Here it is. Does this argument make sense based on this data type? Yes, it does. Does it make sense based on a Boolean too? Yes, because it's an if statement. It's logic. So therefore, yes, true or false makes sense. And then it goes to find the definition. It knows if it has a function prototype, there should be a definition. Okay, so here's the definition. And in the definition, after the opening curly, this is where the code is. All right, so I'm going to now explain very carefully, but I promise it's going to end in 10 minutes. All right, but I want you to understand what is happening with the string manipulation in the palindrome, is palindrome definition. All right, okay, so the first variable is madam, okay, madam. So madam is now down here in the palindrome. It came in as str, which is what I'm calling my string. I didn't say string name because sometimes there's numbers in it. Remember, like try, me, you, or whatever. I have no idea what that is. And then 22, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, etc. So I'm just calling it string. But anyway, str is the variable. Okay. All right. So what's here right now? After the program runs in line 10, we saw madam. So now madam is right here. All right. So then the very first thing, get the length of the string. Remember I told you about string manipulation, and we had a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. So I figured, you know, let's go ahead and, well, actually, I didn't. I mean, this program requires string manipulation, otherwise it won't work. So you have to know how long the string is. Madam is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. Okay, 5 characters. All right. So then we're declaring 2 variables, and these are char. All right. Remember, char is 1 character. So like if I typed in for, even though we're not typing in this one because of the way I did the cheap, poor programming on purpose, but the CH1 would only pick up 1 character. CH2 would pick up 1 character, okay? And what we're wanting to do is compare the first character with the last character, the second character with the second last character. Assuming there's more, the third character against the third last character. If there's more still, the fourth character against the fourth last, etc. Okay? If it's only 1, it is a palindrome. Okay? It is a palindrome. If I don't want to keep going. Like I said, I've got to get ready for my trip. Okay, so the int length equals string length, so we know it's 5. Okay? I have 2 variables that I'm going to use to determine whether it's palindrome. All right, so CH1 and CH2. Then I'm finally doing something that is good programming, a for loop. So I equals 0. I is less than length divided by 2. I plus plus. In chapter 6, they gave you the is palindrome definition right here. Okay, exactly here. And that's what I'm using. Okay, exactly. Int I equals 0, semicolon. Less than I less than length divided by 2, semicolon. Remember, there's 2 required semicolons, and then the incrementation. And then the others are the same as well. Okay, I had to just put in a little bit of code, though, a little 1 line of code to make the variable things make sense. All right. Okay, so now we have a string that's 5 characters. So let's go into our for loop and see what's happening. So for int I equals 0, all right? I less than length divided by 2 and I plus plus. Here's what's happening. Character 1 is going to be string of I. What is I? It's 0. Remember how at the beginning of this class I told you that most things in programming, most things in database, everything in hardware, everything starts at 0 basically in the computer world. So therefore, when you're doing a length, the length is physical. It's an actual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the case of Madam. But in the case of the programming world, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, remember, starting at 0, so it's ending at 4, not 5. All right? Okay, so here, CH1 equals string I. I'm just going to put it to the right for now with a comment. So this is M, first character in Madam. All right? Okay, this one is an M. M. Second last character in, last character, sorry. Last character in Madam. Last character in Madam. Okay? All right. Now let me show you how it gets that. So string I is 0. Okay? All right, remember that. So then the string, the length of the string, which is 5, M-A-D-A-M is 5 characters. All right, so the length is always 1 based. Everything else is 0 based. So it's 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, 4 minus I right now is 0. So 4 minus 0 is 4. And then we go back to our 0 world. So 0 is M, A is 1, D is 2, D, A is 3, and the last M is 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the way the calculation is done in string manipulation is making it work. So character 1, 0, and the first character is assigned that 0, so it's M. And then the last one is 5, minus 1 is 4, and minus whatever I is. Right now, I is 0. So 4 minus 0 is 4. And then you do the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to count it out. That counts as 5. So then you go M, A, D, A, M. And the last M is 4. So therefore, if CH1 not equal CH2, it wouldn't be a palindrome. Okay, this would not be palindrome. Not palindrome. But if it is, then it goes back up to the loop. It wouldn't need to go back to the loop when it's false, but it's not, so it goes back up again. So now I equals 1, because remember it's incrementing. So I equals 1. So A, and I'll put over here again, second character in Madam. All right. And then here for the next one, for character 2, it's the string length 5. Minus 1 is 4. And minus I. What's I now? I is 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. Okay? So 3, and then what did I put on here? Second char in Madam. And there I said last char in Madam. And then for the next one, it is A. And let me put in my parentheses, second last char in Madam. Okay, same thing as what happened above. Now, so we have the M and the A, and we have the ending M and A, and there's only one character left. Let's see how it plays out. So the next one, so now I is 2. It started at 0, then it went to 1, so now it's at 2. So 0, 1, 2 is what? That's D. Okay, I can't keep writing notes over there, it won't work. Okay, I mean, you won't be able to go far enough, but understand the next one here is D is the third character. All right, so 0, 1, 2. That means the third character, 0, 1, 2, and the character is Madam. Or the word is Madam, so the third is D. Okay, but there isn't an even number. So here's watch how the calculation goes. All right. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put it in anyway. But you're not going to get a picture of it. I don't think. Won't work. So let's see. That one said second. Your choice. You have M, A. Okay, and now D, and put here third char. Yeah. C-H-A-R in Madam. Okay, and then for this one, how do we do it? Length is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 minus 2, because we're now on 0, then 1, then 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Then you go to the 0 world. 0 is M. 1 is A. 2 is D. D equals D. So even though it's an odd number 5, the third one, they're sharing the D. Sharing the D. Okay, so it's still not false, it's true, and now there's no more characters, comes back up here, there's no more, because we're dividing it by 2, by the way, because they're using the first half against the second half, right? One starts at the first character, one starts at the end. So on the length, we only need to go through less than half. All right, excuse me. And if it's an odd number or even number, it doesn't matter. Even numbers will work where it comes out exactly right. On the odds, the less than 2 won't let it get the extra character, right? So then it returns it as true, means, of course, palindrome is a palindrome. Is a palindrome. All right? Now that, I hope, shows you perfectly how this calculation goes. I'll do one more quick calculation just on the easy 22. One of these, remember, was a 22. Am I already in there? It's there. Instructions. What's going on? It's not going. Okay, I guess okay, it is. Sorry. I'll just do this. The second one is 4, but that's like this was 5, so this one won't have a middle one. So I'll just do this one. So 4. All right. So now we're on ABBA. All right. So come down here to this part. So the string is called str, and it's A, B, B, A. Okay? So int length equals string dot length. String dot length is A, B, B, A. That's 4 characters. So the length is 4. We have char 1 and we have char 2. For int I equals 0, now remember that means again, we're in the programming end of the world now. So even though the length is 4, the number of i's, or the I places will be 0, 1, 2, and 3. Remember, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the first one is 0. That's A. Okay, that's going to be the A. Sorry, get it down here. So ch1 equals 0. That's the first A. Okay. ch2, string length. What is the string length? It is 4. A, B, B, A is 4. 4 minus 1 is what? It is 3. 3 minus I, which is 0 right now. So 3 minus 0 equals 3. Now we're back to the 0 world. So 0 is the first character. 1 is the second character. 2 is the third character. And 3 is the fourth character. This was 4 minus 1 is 3 minus 0 is still 3. So in other words, if we go look at the word ABBA right here, this is 0, this is 3. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3. And that's a perfect explanation, I hope, for you. All right, then we have another character. So now it's going to be the second. So the I plus plus means this is now 1. All right, so what is the second character? Because we're in the 0 world. 0 was A, 1 was B. So the second character is 1, but it means the second. And the character for the second is a B. ABBA. So the B right there. Okay. So now we get the length for the second one. So char 2, length. A, B, B, A is 4. So it's 4 minus 1 is 4 minus 1 is 3. And in the I world, it's 0, 1. We're on the second one. Okay. We're on the second one. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now we're in the 0 world still. So 0, 1, 2. So for ABBA, 0, 1, 2, 0, A, 1, B, and then 2. Oh, did I just? Yeah. 0, A, 1, B, 2, B, and 3, A. So we got for this one, 1 and 2. All right, let's go back again and look at it again. So it's 1 because this was 0 and we incremented it up to 1. So that was the second. And then to get the next 2, it's the length up the string, which is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 minus I, and now I is at the second, so it's 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And 2 is 0, 1, 2. The third character, and the third character is like the second character. They're both B. So again, it's true. All right? All right. Now, let's let you take some pictures. Let me make this like, oh, you know what? I don't think I said that's going to, shoot. Because I can't seem to, let's see if I just get rid of all that. I'll get rid of that. I don't want to make it too wide. Okay, at least that part. Wait, is that? No, it's still not reading it all. Dang it. You know what? I'm going to have to just copy this and I'll put it in that other thing. Whoops. Let's see. So control copy that. All right. And then I'm going to get it into a brand new notepad file and not make this one too big because I don't want it, to go crazy in size. I'll say 20 though. Hopefully 20 will be good enough for you guys. So control V that. All right. Now let's go to the top. So the top has your remember // but that's all comments obviously, right? And then here's your pound include. So let's just make this where it'll go to the opening curly brace for int main. So take a picture of that, please. Okay. Take a picture of that. Oh, you know what? Let me minimize that other so it doesn't distract everyone. So this. I don't know what that is. Let me get rid of it. Okay. So take a picture of that. 10 more seconds. Okay. Now, so I'm at the opening curly of int main. Well, you had the picture including that. So I want to now get rid of that. Okay. And because I'm not showing lines here, I can get rid of that too. So now we're down to the else that's under ABBA. So that'll be easy enough to understand, I think. I probably should have done it in REPL, but anyway, I wanted to show you so that you can actually see what the instructions are and running your checks and stuff. So just take this as picture 2. And it's going down. We're obviously on the second if is palindrome, right? And it's the else before the coot on the else, and really before the opening curly for that else as well. So that else, 5 more seconds. Okay. So now I want to get that else gone, that else there gone. Okay. So now the third picture. Okay. And because now you see all these is palindromes, right? I was starting to make another comment about, telling you why and saying you should change this, but you won't get credit in the program for changing it. But it's very poor to hard code programming, and it's very poor to refer to the same function 100 times when you can do it in a loop, obviously. But in any event, so this is the third picture, and now it goes to the opening if for the is palindrome 67876. So 5 more seconds. 67876, and it's the if. All right. So I need the curly brace. 67876. So this one here, and we don't want to confuse that. So let's just go to there. Okay. So that. And that's after that return 0 there, and the closing curly there is the end of int main, as you probably know by now. All right, so 5 more seconds for this picture. Okay, and that no is semicolon. I just didn't want to write it out. Okay, so that's prototype except with no semicolon. Prototype with no semicolon. Okay, what's going on here now? Oh yeah, I'm going into the, okay, so get rid of that. So now I'm at the Boolean, the function definition. Okay, so go down there. Oh, now remember all these things here, I really don't think I need to have all this in it, but because some of you are not going to, I didn't put double quotes around these things. Let me at least do double quotes around them if I'm going to have them there, because that way you'll understand maybe that these are, that's the M, that's the A, that's the D. Okay, and then for the second one, that's the M, meaning the second character or whatever. M, last char and madam. A, double quote, second last char in madam. I thought I put the other one. So then it would then be D as well. Okay, and then D, third last character. Third last character in madam. And even though, oh, I took away my opening curly. Even though, this third is that third. Odd numbers, it's okay. They're reused because the D would work for both. But anyway, so take a picture of that. And that takes us down to the return false, not palindrome. Okay. And then there's only literally 1 line to go, actually. So maybe that one I could have made it. You can either, if you, no, I think I just came down and I'm going to get confused again. Just take a picture of this one, even though you don't need it all. You know that you got the double quote D, double quote. I don't know if you got the if, but anyway, go ahead and take that, and that's your last picture. Okay, so that is 70 if you do nothing else. Oh, now what I wanted to also say. So remember, here's where you're doing your strings, right? So this is the for loop, and here is where you're looking at these strings: char 1, char 2. So you can do char 1 convert it to upper or convert it to lower as part of this line of code right there. And do the same with char 2. Because watch what happens when I run this program. I want to show you now something to make it wrong. Let's see, where am I? My tab? Yeah. Okay. So remember, let's run it again so you can kind of see what, where the heck am I? Oh man, why is it? Do I get to plus that back in? No. Terminal. Okay. Run my program again. All right. So look, Madam is a palindrome. ABBA is a palindrome. 22 is a palindrome. Just think of those three. I'm going to do a capital A for the second character and a capital B for the second B in this program. Now watch. So Madam, I'm going to make this one, whatever I just said, the second one, I think I said I'd make a capital A. That now, okay. And then, of course, I still have to spell it that way here because I'm doing it in a crummy way. But anyway, so Madam and Madam. So this will not be a palindrome anymore. And ABBA, I think I said the second B, second B, second B. Okay. Now, neither of those will be a palindrome now. Watch. See, Madam is not a palindrome. ABBA is not a palindrome. That's because the M, the first character, matches up with the last character. Yes. The second character, though, is a capital A. Remember in the ANSI world, the ASCII world, I told you a capital A is like a 66 or so, and a little a is like a 97 or so. Okay, so they're not the same. But if you do a 2 upper or 2 lower, it'll work. But you see, on all these cases, to get the 70%, they're all lowercase or numbers. ABBA officially was, oh, so anyway, so that there. Now watch over here on the check. Where's my check again? Run checks. So that was 70%. Okay. Now it's down to 50%. All right. Because this thing here now is saying, no, well, I guess it's saying I didn't do a couple things, whatever. It didn't want me, it wanted me to type in the checks with what they were supposed to be, you know, spelling wise. All right. So it won't pass it because of that. But if you just, so let me go back and make it a little a again so that I don't, you know, you don't say, well, professor, you said you gave me a 70, right? So that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. So M-A-D-A-M, 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 ABBA, ABBA, ABBA. Okay, so now we're okay again, right? They're all palindromes. But you can just go to that part of the code I said down here, and where you're doing your stuff on your checks for the code itself, when you're talking about a character 1, even though sometimes it's the first character, then it's the second character, etc. So what you're needing to do, and this one is the last character, then the second last, but you want every character compared against it's the same case. So you can convert them so that if they do have one in here, actually they do have them in here for the second set of checks. So the second set of checks, which we'll show after this scores. So it's 70% again. This is another one. Okay. See here, they put a capital Y, a capital RT. It's the same word, whatever that word is. But here they're saying, because they told you as part of the instructions, you need to use the same case. Let me go back to the instructions. So this one's giving a 0 for that reason. So go back instructions. So modify. So you get it to work. This works. Then modify it so that when determining whether a string is a palindrome, case, when they say cases, they mean case is ignored. You don't say cases. Case is ignored, meaning lowercase, uppercase, because you're going to convert them to the same. For them to be considered the same, you have to use either 2 upper or 2 lower. Very simple. Okay, doesn't matter which one because they'll both work. If you flip little letters to big letters, okay, then every letter, whether if it's big, it won't flip. It stays big. If it's little, it would flip. If you flip big to little, if it's a little letter, it's already little, so it won't flip. But if it's big, it'll flip. Okay, So that's what you have to do. And I already told you what to do right down in here. You just got to do your little 2 upper, 2 lower. All right. All right. Have a great one. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Remember, no class on the 28th. Have a great day. Let me stop my recording first.